And that's all I got to say. And we're still riding with the Sooners. A lot of national analysts are as well. We'll discuss that coming up on Locked On Sooners.
You are Locked On Sooners, your daily podcast on the Oklahoma Sooners. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Once again, thanks for making Locked On Sooners your first listen every single day. Shout out to all the everydayers out there. Tune in and subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts. We're part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. And I also want to mention this. I don't want to sit here and gaslight you and say the Oklahoma Sooners offense is going to be the exact same as what it was under John Mateer. Anytime that you take a Heisman contending quarterback off the field and you replace him with, a different quarterback, it's going to look different, and you may have some offensive struggles. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that it's going to be the same or Oklahoma's going to be the efficient or functional offense that Oklahoma was under John Mateer. All I'm saying is don't completely write it off based on what you saw in 2024. The Oklahoma Sooners are still one of the teams that should be highly thought of because they've got a really good defense, Jay. They've got skill position players at wide receiver and at tight end that are really good. The pass pro is great, like we just talked about. There's still reasons to believe in this Oklahoma Sooners team.
Oh, there's nothing but a bunch of reasons, and I'm going to give you a couple of them. And this is why some are still riding with the Sooners. Like, for example, former coach, I think he coached at Auburn, if I'm correct. Yeah, at Auburn, Gene Chizik, defensive-minded guy. He said he's still confident in Oklahoma, even with John Mateer being hurt, because the defense is next level. They can hold on till Mateer comes back. And Taylor Lehman said something similar. And so just like you said, this team is a lot different in comparison to last year's in a way of, one, I do now believe the defense is better than it was last season. That's nothing against how great the defense was last year with an incompetent offense, but that was kind of the point. As long as you got a competent offense, this defense was going to flourish even more. Statistics are going to look better, look even more beautiful. Nationally, the defense is number 8 in the country in scoring defense at raw numbers. That's 9 points per game. In the run defense has given up 89 yards per game on average. That's 22nd in the country. Pretty darn good. Passing, we've only given up an average of 207 yards passing. That's number 4 in the country in raw numbers. Passing or whatnot. Let me see, what's this? This total defense. I'm sorry, 4th in total defense, 207 yards. And in passing defense, we're number 7 at 118 yards per game. So this defense did what it was supposed to do in the early games, especially because the offense was doing what you needed in order for it to be successful. So we look at the numbers, man. This team is pretty darn good. If you look in conference, we're number 1 in total defense. We're number 2 in passing defense. We're number 7 in rushing defense because we actually give up some rushing yards. But in scoring defense, we're number 2, right behind Texas. Texas 7.8, we're at number 9. And we've only given up 3 touchdowns. It's kind of crazy if you think about it.
Yeah, that's really crazy, actually. Michigan and Auburn, not necessarily the best offenses in the country, but really good running offenses. We just saw Michigan and Justice Haynes do the same thing to Nebraska that they did to Oklahoma, with Haynes rattling off another 75-yard touchdown run. They just have that play in the playbook. Sharon Moore's just like, I guess it wasn't Moore this past weekend, but Poggy, he's like, just call the 75-yard touchdown play and let Justice run it for us. And it works. He just runs it from forever away, and they score touchdowns that way. It's just crazy. Then Auburn, I mean, they were one of the best rushing attacks in college football coming into the game, and they've got some of the best wide receivers in college football on that offense as well, and we saw it. Cam Coleman is legit. Now, I think they'll play more complete offenses as we go along. South Carolina, Lenora Sellers is looking great, even though their defense is cheeks. Ole Miss with Trinidad Chambliss is looking really, really good. Tennessee and Joey Aguilar looks really, really good. Alabama and Ty Simpson looks really, really good. Missouri and Ahmad Hardy is looking great, and also with Bo Pribula looking really, really good. LSU, not sure what to make of them just yet, but I think that there'll be an offense that looks really good by the end of the season. So there are going to be some tough offenses along the way. The defense is still one of the best in college football, and they're going to be good enough to keep these things close, keep these games close. Kent State, I don't worry about so much. I think Michael Hawkins is going to have a field day there, but I don't think that'll necessarily be a great reflection of what we'll see against Texas either, because two very different defenses. But I think that Oklahoma's defense is good enough to keep that Texas game close. If Michael Hawkins takes care of the ball, makes a few plays similar to what he did against Auburn last year, then I think they'll have a chance to win that game. I don't necessarily see Texas as a team that is just beating everybody, setting the world on fire. They were a better team last year with Quinn Ewers and some of those pass catchers they had at wide receiver. Obviously, they've had some injuries. They've had a lot of turnover on the offensive line. So, I still am fairly confident in Oklahoma. I think the offense still has something to prove, obviously, because you don't have John Mateer. You have Michael Hawkins Jr., but you had something to prove anyway, because your running game has not shown up so far in 2025.
And that's the good thing for us right now with Hawkins. Like we talk about, the offenses that we've seen and what we're about to see right now in total offense. I mean, Texas is number 10 in the conference in total offense at like just about 440 yards per game, roughly. Right after them is who? South Carolina. They're dead last in the conference at 300 yards of total offense per game. The offense has not been humming the way, right. I thought that Lenore Sellers was going to go out there and be like overly dominant. Yeah, and it's just not as good as we hoped. Well, as they hoped. Passing, they're number 13 in the conference at 220. Rushing the ball, they're dead last in the conference at 80 yards per game. Like, their run game is worse than ours. Let's just put it that way. That's just kind of how it's crazy to even think, because in our mind, Lenore Sellers was the boogeyman. He was going to go out there and do some stuff to a lot of people. And their defense has not been the greatest. Their defense is 11th in conference right now. They're 10th in passing defense, and they are 14th in rushing defense, giving up 152 yards a game. And that includes the cupcakes that they've had to play. So, let's not pretend like they've just only played great teams. They've had cupcake games too. And so the challenge for them is they're going to have to show – they got a lot of bounce back to do too, especially with Lenore's struggles to start the season and dealing with the concussion or whatnot. Just like us, they've got things to prove. And with us, within 3 weeks, we'll see what they look like when we head out to William Bryce. But if Hawkins is running the gauntlet, go through Kent State, we lose the Texas game. I'm not saying we will. I think we still can win that game. I think there's a possibility because the defense and the offense is more competent, especially with the wide receivers coming back, et cetera, and the line actually knows how to block. All Hawkins got to do is get rid of the ball quick, run quick plays. We should be able to cook through that Texas secondary. But the defense is going to really carry us for real this year, just like it did last year, but it's not going to do as much work because we should still be able to convert third downs. So, we'll kind of see what that looks like. We have the top defensive third down conversion rate, if I'm correct as well. Like, nobody converts on third down on us like that. We're number one in the country at 17.86%. Now, granted, that's, of course, one, pretty darn good. That's tops in the SEC right now, and can't complain, right? Isn't that what we wanted? A really good defense? Well, you got it, folks. You got it.
Yeah, you got it. Now, if you could just get a run game going to go along with that defense, then you'll be playing some really good complementary football. But with Michael Hawkins at quarterback, with this defense, with the pass pro that it's provided, with Ben Arbuckle as the offensive coordinator, man, I just feel so much better about this team, him taking over this team, than I think we felt at any point last year. Last year it was just like, man, I don't know what we're going to get out of this team moving forward because we just can't do anything offensively. Getting what we got against, the big plays against Auburn, the run game against Alabama, like the fact that we got anything offensively during the year was just crazy. This year, even though you haven't gotten your run game going, you're still a better offense than what you were a year ago. And I think that gives Oklahoma a chance to keep moving forward and keep pushing the ball forward to trying to get to the playoff. All bets are off. You got to go win, and there's no excuses. I know Texas fans are out there saying that Oklahoma fans are going to make excuses if Michael Hawkins Jr. has to start in the Red River Showdown. No, there's no excuses. He's a second-year quarterback in a better system with a better offense around him. It's time to go play. It's put up or shut up time. Go win games. Nothing else matters. And that's going to do it for today's episode of Locked On Sooners. Thanks so much for tuning in, being a part of the show. Subscribe to the show wherever you get your podcasts. We're free and available on all podcast platforms and on YouTube, so hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell to let you know when new episodes drop. Follow Jay over at Unfair Sports. Go check out his channel, Unfair Sports, over on YouTube. You can follow me at John 9 Williams and read my work covering the Sooners over at SoonersWire.com. The show is at Locked On Sooners on all of your favorite social media platforms: TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Pinterest. We are there, so go follow us over there. But until next time, he's Jay Smith. I'm John Williams. We'll talk to you then. Boomer
Sooner.
I'm just excited to see what he looks like against Kent State. This is going to be a lot of fun.
That's going to